Welcome back to the Skill Over Legacy podcast, your favorite hoopers, favorite podcast. What episode is this? 13? 14?
14.
14.
Episode
Wait,
14.
hold on. Let me
We
confirm.
pulling
'Cause I
up.
don't think that's right.
Yeah, we got to confirm. We might just be pulling up on that 20.
Are you
Yes,
14?
sir.
You right? Episode 14.
Yes, sir. Episode 14. We got the regular gang with me, Jelani Bridgewater. Follow him on everything. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wait, hold on. Let me change my display name because y'all just be throwing that
Cameron
shit.
Major. Cam Major 0109 on everything. Lim Shady 91 on everything. And we got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Thanks, man. HunchoSoup on Twitter, HunchoSoup on TikTok, Huncho the Real on Instagram, and also another Instagram of mine. But you already know we here with Funny Fat, man. Skill over legacy.
Yes. Yes, sir. We got
Yes, sir. We here with the funny
a
man.
Juco Hooper. Not the funny. We have to stop that. I am not the funny man. That is awful. It's so awful.
Why you name yourself that?
No, trust me, it wasn't me.
He's the funny man. It's okay. He's the funny man.
I don't. All right. So if y'all didn't know, we got a Juco Hooper in the building. Huncho is an elite level basketball player, and I don't know about y'all, but I've got a few questions.
Let me
So,
be the first one to
all right,
ask.
go ahead, Cam.
Huncho.
Ask your question.
Yeah.
I've been talking to a group of people that seem to not understand a qualitative sport and not a quantitative sport. So when you go play, do you ever go look at your stats and be like,
Wait, what?
do you ever look at and stats online? Like, all right, I gotta improve this and be like, I gotta do this, this, and that.
Well, obviously there's certain things on the court that I mess up on. Like there's a spot that I know I can hit that I'm not hitting, or free throws, So I definitely go into every game and I look at what I'm doing and try to keep that up as much as possible. Usually when I was in Juco, I was in competition with somebody else. It was like, all right, he dropped 30. I got to get 35. He get 25. I got to get 30. So it was that type of shit. But yeah, you look at your stats time to time, definitely.
So like the basic metrics, your plus minus, not your
No. I'm looking straight at when I was in Juco, I'm looking straight at points. I'm looking at rebounds. I'm looking at free throws. I'm looking at field goal. Obviously, my 3-point. I'm looking at the basic shit. I'm not too worried about all that
plus minus.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about plus minus. I'm not worried about that.
This shit get him heated.
They had it, but I was just like, I'm not even concerned about that. Just give me the win.
All right, so I got a question. You just kind of touched on it. How competitive is Juco? Because we've all seen, what is it? I mean, we've all briefly seen Last Chance U, either football or basketball.
Yeah.
And they gave us a glimpse of how attitudes can collide and competition, not only for the other team, but for the team you're on, can get really, really, really tense. Was that something that you dealt with at your Juco?
My first year at a Juco, I was it depends on what Juco you go to. I was the youngest dude when I got to Juco. And depending on the Juco you go to, you got a lot of guys that some of them want to go far with this shit and some of them don't. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just live in the area, so they got to fit a certain quota. You know what I'm saying? I went to a Juco in Pennsylvania. So our athletic director was like, all right, we got to get 6 dudes or 8 dudes from PA and the other 4 out of town because they want that, they want that home structure. So with the 4 dudes coming out of town, myself and other 3 people, it definitely gets heated. It gets competitive. It gets different type personalities. That shit definitely collide. So yeah, it definitely gets rough.
Yeah. I listen to Jimmy Butler talk a lot, and he says that he sometimes refers to once he got to a university, everything got easy. He said Juco was the hardest part for him. And I thought that was pretty interesting because you would think like the higher level of basketball was harder, but he was like, he basically said he knew who he was, but now he's not competing with anybody. Like he's just trying to get better by himself to let him move up. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
From a lack of experience or coming from the outside looking in, I see it as like the JUCO is like, if you make it out of JUCO, you obviously really want to go hoop. Like you make it out of JUCO and go to uni, you obviously really want to hoop. And then when you get to the uni, it's like only one or two people on your team really trying to go to the league.
Mm-hmm.
So the competition is immediately gone. Like so, it makes sense. But
like with that, I mean, he's right for real. When it came to JUCO, our gym wasn't our gym. We had to share the fucking gym. So me trying to shoot at 9 o'clock or like me trying to shoot at whatever time, it wasn't even liable because you had other people like, oh, we rented out the gym. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that don't make no damn sense. So it's like, damn, so it's like dog eat dog world. You got to like scrap for everything for real. Then once you get to a university, it, like Jimmy said, it changes to, okay, now I got 24-hour access to gym, weight room, pool, PT. I got to get better by myself, and I'm in a competition with whoever's in my position. So let's ride. That's how it was.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna take the simple route.
Hold on, let me get a question.
How many?
Real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, go ahead.
So, I played D3 sports in college for a year, and I think one thing that a lot of people don't know, which I'm sure you could be able to say, like as someone who played JUCO, like the travel that comes in with playing at the lower levels of college sports is terrible, at least from my experience. And like how much like harder it is to like maintain that like up going to a road game. So for me, I had a hard time with it. So I want to ask you, when you were going on like a long ride for a road game, like did you have a hard time maintaining that like competitive, like holding that like pregame energy the whole way there? Because I know that's something I had a really hard time with.
When I got to university?
Both.
When it came with JUCO, and it was extremely hard because with JUCO, we ain't never stayed in no hotel, and the farthest we drove was 5 hours. So it's straight.
The same with me. I never had a hotel. It was just drive there. And
so it's straight. Go, get off the damn bus, wake up, whatever. You got an hour, maybe 45 minutes, depending on how traffic went, to get yourself together and get ready. So it was in JUCO, it was extremely tough to keep that like fire in you, like, all right, it's game day. Because it's a 5-hour ride, you're gonna go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You're waking up all discombobulated and shit. When it came to university, the farthest we drove for a game that same day is 2 hours. So it wasn't difficult to keep that fire because I'm not going to bed. Like it's 2 hours. I'm listening to music. We gonna watch a movie. Somebody pop in like Coach Carter or something, and we gonna be right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly how it was though. My coach played the same 8 movies. 5 of them was basketball related. 1 of them was motivation related. He had Creed, fucking, what was that movie called? Remember the Titans, and then probably some like Martin or some Medea shit. Just to, like, get there. Yeah, like he had like season CDs of like Martin, like first 3 seasons, like just to get, you know what I'm saying, just to make us laugh, get us loose and shit. But yeah, that's how it was with JUCO. That's the difference with JUCO and university.
All right, Cam, you got a question?
When it came to travel. So what?
No, I played lacrosse.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was he went across to looking up.
Man, I'm telling you, I've been playing Pokemon since I was 4 years old. I've been playing it since 2001.
Let him play Pokemon.
Yo, dude, you hear me? I'm with the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I was a Yu-Gi-Oh dude. I had cards.
He was the Yu-Gi-Oh goon. Y'all was.
I had cards.
We don't play that. We don't do that.
Y'all ain't had to find pieces of Exodia, but that's a conversation for another day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cam, you got a question?
Nah, I don't really have a question. I don't really have.
All right, so let me ask you this: Can you, Huncho, can you remember your best game, whether that be high school, middle school, junior high, college? Can you remember your best game, and how did you feel after your best basketball performance?
Oh, and before Keith explained before.
My best game. I was in JUCO. My best game was I was in JUCO. It was my second year. It was after. So when you in JUCO, and depending on the JUCO you go to, the break time that normal folk have, we got the same shit. So normal students got a month and a half Christmas break. That's the exact same time we got. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dead ass too. We played games. We had to be back, but we got that month and a half off. So I'm gone, but I'm working out. So I didn't come back for like a week. I think we needed like a week ramp up. I ain't come back. The coach was pissed. He said, all right, I'm not going to pay you the first half. So I'm like, cool. It was very hard to be humble with all the shit that I was doing in JUCO. So I got a little cocky and I'm like, all right, bet you want to lose? Go ahead. So it's like 4 minutes into the game, we're down 20-4. And I just look at him. Like, they call the timeout. I just look at him like, so what we doing here? And he's trying to be all prideful. So I'm like, all right, cool. Go ahead. Do what you got to do. They go on another run. It's like 29-7 at this point. And I'm like, and he looks at me and he's like, all right. So I'm like, thank God. So I get in there. I didn't play. It's like the first 10 minutes. So I'm over here. I'm like, fuck. Here we go. I think and I showed up late to get on the bus because I was coming from back home. So no practice, no ramp up, nothing. I came in, I had 39, 25 rebounds.
God damn.
What?
They gave that bitch scorching.
I had 39, 25 boards. I think like 6 blocks, maybe. Yeah. And we ended up crushing them because we went on a big ass run.
I mean,
you're damn right.
Right, but somebody nigga gave you 39 and 25 off the bench. You better win.
But what I did before the game, I did what I always did. So before games, you wake up, you go to pre-game, you do your shooting, your free throws, whatever you got to do. This time it was straight listen to music. I watch highlights of a favorite player of mine, whether that be, it was 2017. So that was during the time Russ was at his MVP season. So I looked at that shit as motivation. So I plugged that shit in. I took like an hour nap on a bus and no more than an hour. And then that's basically what happened. That would be my best game. My best full game was 29 points, 20 some odd rebounds. I think like 7 blocks.
How are you getting these?
When I was younger, I was always the tallest one. So I played center majority of my life. So I learned angles and how to get the ball and not even how to box out. I'm not as strong as most people. Most of the people that was guarding me were stronger than me. It was just simply, I'm like, I know where the ball's going to go and I'm going to get it. You're not going to stop me from getting a rebound. You're going to have to stop me by muscling me out of bounds. Other than that, I'm longer than you. I got a 6'11" wingspan. So I'm just going to jump and get it. I'm only 6'5". Okay. Yeah, I'm 6'5". I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not that tall.
This man's a monster.
Michael Bridges' arms.
Right.
I'm not that tall.
I'm only a foot taller than the rest of the world. Only a foot taller.
But when it came to like playing, the conditioning that I would do, in the summer, I made it to gear towards if coach needs me to play the whole game, I'm gonna play the whole game, no problem. So a lot of those rebounds came from, you look at the box score, a game is 40 minutes. Oh shit, Tim played 39. Shit, Tim played 40. And it's like, yeah, I ain't come out. And coach would ask me like, nah, I'm good. I'm not gonna come out. Unless I get in foul trouble or I don't know. A nigga had pre-asthma when he was in 6th grade. So unless I can't breathe or something, like I'm out.
Right.
Damn. 39 and 20. So how did you feel after that? You had to be like, I'm just really that nigga, really.
Oh
like,
yeah, you had to be on the fucking bullshit. You had to.
What?
It's weird because after that, what we played, what was it? Penn State something. After that, I literally looked at my coach. I knew there was a mall down the street. I'm like, hey, can we go to Chick-fil-A because I'm hungry? And he was like, cool. Like, there was no reaction. Like, it was just simply like, let me go get something to eat. Now, after the 29-25 game, that's when I was like, yep, it's that time.
Ain't nobody
at that time, I was like, I'm trying to get player of the year at this point. I didn't get it, but I was trying to get that motherfucker.
Did you feel snubbed?
No, I didn't feel snubbed because there was a dude back in my town, his name Colin Turner. He won player of the year, and he averaged, I think he averaged like 30, but he had like 2 40-point games. He was like he's a 6'1" guard, 2 40-point games. I think he had a 50 ball somewhere in there.
Oh, no,
he was just going crazy, and he would constantly text me like, at 34, what you gonna do? And so it's like, all right, fuck it. I don't care if we lose or win. I gotta get more than 34 because I gotta catch up to this. Like, but it was that type of thing, you know. But I ain't feel snubbed. I got first team, so I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I seen a little 60 seconds of your game you posted on your page, and I was looking. I was like, man, this is. It was on now? Nah, it was on your TikTok maybe like a week ago or something.
Oh, okay. I
was like, man, I'm looking at KD. this motherfucker is nice. So like,
yeah, I see that too. I was like, man,
so, really cool. I don't know who would you say. I know a lot of the typical answer is no, I'm me, I'm Tim. But like realistically, who is your NBA comparison?
I like to compare people that are at my height. I'm not 6'11", so I can't be Kevin Durant, even though I got long ass arms. But a player that I would say I would like to mirror a lot is Dwayne Wade because of slashing, mid-range, et cetera, et cetera. Other guys that I'm still trying to get into, I study a lot of CJ, I study a lot of Devin Booker. But I understand why people would say Durant. I got a slim body type. I guess the way I shoot, I don't know why people said your shot is like, hey, I don't see it, but I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, you're tripping, bro. It's the exact same. It's the exact same.
Is KD player?
Huh?
Is KD your favorite player?
KD's my favorite player, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, you definitely. It just looked like KD with Karis LeVert's face.
That's very stupid.
Does anybody have any more questions before?
No, I'm good. That was
Juco University. Doesn't matter. Ask
away. I have one last question. A lot of people that don't play basketball don't understand. They'd be like, all right, you're nervous coming into the games, but what about practice? Like when I played in high school, like I would be nervous in practice because I know that practice in real is actually more intense than any game that I play most of the time.
No, I'm never nervous in practice. I'm nervous before every game. But my coach years ago when I played AAU, he told me, he was like, that just means you're human. That means you care. So I'm nervous before every game. I got jitters and shit. Like I'm over here like, ooh, there's a lot of fucking people. I don't know. I gotta play well. My mom watching back home. We on ESPN. But then that ball gets tipped. It's like, I bet, like I'm cool. I'm in my element. I basically build a fucking wall. So I don't hear nothing. All I hear is the ball, teammates, coach. I don't give a fuck about who's in the crowd, unless they talking shit or somebody's girlfriend that's on the other team.
Okay.
That ass too. Like I love fucking with people that got that type of shit in the crowd. It's like, all right, bet. We gonna fuck you up.
One more question. What do you think is your biggest flaw in your game as of right now?
My biggest flaw?
Mm-hmm.
I would say the 3-ball would be my biggest flaw. It's not to the point where people sag off me. I'm not no Ben Simmons, but
not go one episode without a negative
14
word.
episodes with Ben Simmons. Yes, sir.
Keep going. Keep it going.
My fault. I'm not.
Totally fine.
I ain't been, but people, they do, like they'll go like arm's length. So I would say like, okay, like definitely 3-ball would be my biggest flaw. Other than that, shit. I don't see nothing that's too egregious in my game that I would say, oh yeah, if you do that, yeah, if you force me to do that, I'm gonna get fucked up. Nah, I would say just 3-ball. Everything else is just getting sharper.
Heard you.
Are you the type of guy that you know that like there's people like, you know, like Kyrie, like not saying as good as Kyrie, but it's like anywhere I am on this court, I'm going to make a shot? Or are you like more of a I need to get to this spot type of guy, and you're super, super good at getting to your spot?
I used to be the type of dude that was get to this spot, rise up, do what I got to do. But then my coach, he basically told me, he said, if you become a spot guy, you're going to get scouted a little bit easier. So now I'm literally transitioning my game to any spot on the floor is going to be a strong suit. So there's no place you can put me and I'm uncomfortable at. I'm trying to be like, every place is just natural. So I would say that I'm moving towards every spot is a natural spot. So forcing me somewhere isn't going to work. Even if you do try to force me somewhere, I'm going to find a way to get to where I want to get to.
Okay. All right, last question. So, because I assume you're not a 1 or a 2. Are you 3?
I'm a combo guard.
Combo guard? God damn.
There's, you know, depending on where you play Juco at, there's probably a lot of people around 6'4", 6'5".
Well, I mean, like, is you getting scouted as like a combo or like 1 or 2?
When I was in Juco, because of how the team was structured, I had to play the 4 in order for us to be successful. So when I was in Juco, I was scouted as a 4. Keep him off the glass, make him shoot threes. If he gets a board, he's looking to fast break, build a damn wall. But I'm like, all right. So when it came to university, it was more get the ball out of his hands. He can run the 1 and the 2. If need be, depending on how the other team was structured and how tall they were, I could also switch to 3, 4, 5. So coach would basically make me learn every position of every play, which was not easy at all. Like that was annoying because I'm over here, I'm playing the 2. All right, boom, run this play. Tim, switch to the 5. Hey, what the fuck? What you doing in this position? He's like, just make the loop. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm over here like, confused. And he's like, you don't know the play?
Nigga, you'll figure it out.
He's like, you don't know the play? I'm like, no, nigga, you got me at the 2 and the 3. Why am I? What the fuck? And he's like, everybody get on the line. For what? Like for what? Tim, run the 1. Shit. All right, now I gotta run the. All right, what play we run? Run that play. Cool. I gotta fucking 6'1" dude that's attacking my damn leg on me, and I'm like, I gotta run a play and try not to get stripped. All right, this shit is annoying. Like, so yeah, like when it came to university, it was 2 and 3. So yeah, now combo guard could fit at the 4 spot if need be.
Nice.
This is my actual last question.
It
It's
don't
like-
matter how many questions y'all ask. I'm a answer.
Because this is like, I talk about my, like, say this to my friends all the time. And like, I'm talking about high school coaches. And I'm like, if you're like 6'5" and your coach is telling you that you only play center, I'm like, that's the worst coach you could possibly have. So like, you're 6'5", and obviously in high school, you were just taller than everybody else. So like, could you talk about that?
Being the tallest, I was playing the center or the 4 spot. And I remember when I was a sophomore, I was on the block, and I'm literally just watching the guards just move and move and move and move. And then after practice, I just went up to my coach, and I'm like, I said, I'm bored. Get me out of that spot. And he was like, I never thought you would say that. So I hate when coaches, if you 6'5" and your coach is literally just putting you on the block and nowhere else in high school, he's not letting you progress, that's a problem. But if your coach is letting y'all play within your element and like free roam and shit, then it's like, all right, then the position don't matter because he's letting you hoop. As long as you're comfortable and he's letting you do what you got to do, you're fine. But if you tall as shit and he's not progressing you because he knows, all right, what if he goes D1, D2, D3, Juco route? He's going to meet up with 6'5" shooting guards. It's going to ship the shit out of him. And he's not going to know what to do. So as long as you got a coach that is making you comfortable and making you play in your element and expanding you, you're good. If he's trying to lock you down, transfer. Get the fuck.
Transfer.
Don't stay there.
Transfer.
I never transferred, but I would. Like, don't stay there if you getting, you know what I'm saying? If you still on the leash.
Right.
Most dangerous dog is when they off the leash. So
Word. All right, let's get into the cream of the crop because everybody's talking about this. This is the meat and potatoes of this episode. Stephen Curry is playing like he is from the same place that LeBron is from, a different planet.
The Cronian in him coming out.
What he had? What he just had 49?
Yeah, and they have 49. I was talking to Flight today, and I was looking at like how many threes he's been shooting in the stretch of games, and it was like he had 72 threes in the last 10 games. And I was like, yeah, that's like 7 threes that he's making, right? And I'm like thinking he's shooting what, like 55%?
50-something% from 3 right now.
So that means he's taking like 13 threes and making like 12 or 13 threes a night, and he's making 7. That's crazy. That's ridiculous.
I just don't even know what to say at this point. People are saying he's the best player in the world. And y'all know how I feel about that. But if he keeps doing this, like, it ain't really too much more I'm going to be able to say other than LeBron is simply just better than you. And that's just the end of it. Like, but at this point, he is playing out of his mind. And I thought people were crazy because we were like, Stephen Curry MVP. I don't think he's going to win it.
He won't.
But if he's doing this, I will understand, even though he's having, like, his team's not very great and they may be like an 8th seed. I would understand frustration because this is probably something we're never, ever going to see again from anybody.
I wouldn't understand it.
I wouldn't understand it in terms of, like, how the MVP award is supposed to go. Like,
I would understand it if we were saying this the whole season. It's been a week. I don't mean to hate because it's not like I'm hating, but
no, that's what I mean. If he continues to do this from here on out until the regular season is over, until whatever, I'll understand where people are like, he deserves some sort of, like, he deserves to be talked about more in this MVP conversation because we're never going to see anybody playing like this again. If it stops right now, then it's like, I mean, it's a hot streak, but man, Curry is definitely looking like one of the most unstoppable players in the league right now. Like, there is just nothing.
At the very least, this might be the best stretch of like 8 games ever.
Word.
But that's
It won't be the longest one because James Harden is.
Harden,
that's what I was
Harden
gonna
did
say.
something.
Yeah.
Harden did something that we're not going to see for a while.
He had,
How many games in a row did Harden score 30?
32 games with 30.
And Curry's at 11 right now?
Yeah, he's just got to 11.
The next
So
person
this is the
Harden
best.
has like 14.
It's him. He's tied with 11. He's tied with Shaq and Mike. And then the next one, he'll tie with Durant. And then it'll be like Tracy, Kobe again at 16. And then Harden just doubles the 16 with 32.
Double that.
Yeah, I remember that, bro. That was so crazy. You know that year he shot 13 threes a night? Like, I didn't even know that until I looked it up this morning. That's crazy.
People are starting to say, like, Stephen Curry gets babied, he gets pampered a little bit because when James Harden was doing this on a team that was actually winning games, nobody really seemed to care. Like, nobody really seemed to care as much.
Oh, people cared.
That's what I said.
Motherfuckers was having discussions. Is Harden the best player right now? Is who you taking? You taking Harden or Mike? You take these discussions was being had.
You get those kind of times, but with the Curry shit, you get there was no conversation. The conversation around Harden was the whole winning basketball thing, and I hate that shit, by the way. But the whole conversation was about, this ain't gonna get you nowhere. Step back, travel, 3-pointer, da 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 da. Like, it was more. You would have to talk about him being like the best that year, better than a couple people, but it was always critiques about his actual game that didn't even belong there simply because
Definitely
he was getting 30 a night and nobody could stop him.
And he was winning too. That's like, I feel like is one of the biggest separators.
I feel like with fans, and I came to this conclusion like months ago. People want players to be great the way they envision them to be great.
Perfectly said.
100%.
Perfectly said.
Like, I saw a quote with Harden. I think Nick Young said it. He's like, Harden is so great, people hate it. He's doing something that no one. Come on, bro. How many people in history really step back and like that? Having people play defense behind you. Like, that shit's weird.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. But people are like, oh, that's not how you play basketball. There is no dictionary on this is how you play ball. Like, it's innovative. So with people, it's more like, no, we don't want them to do that. Who gives a fuck what you think? Like, he's
thank you.
Like, he's African. And this goes into how people get stats. This goes out to people win. This goes out to people play. Like, everybody, we want our players to be great how we want them to be great. When they finally do something of their own, it's a problem. And it's like, that's why people was talking about Harden, oh shit, he doing all this stuff. But then you came the media outlets and everybody trying to make a negative out of shit. And it's like, who gives a fuck what you think? He's averaging 36.
Right.
They won 60 games. Something worked. And they pushed Golden State to 7. Something worked.
Yeah.
What you was trying to make him do probably wasn't gonna work. But that motherfucker did work. And it scared the shit out of him.
This is where we come in, right? The issue with this is that people don't appreciate people's skill and how good they are until they win. And there are a couple exceptions to that, of course. People love D Rose, they love that's really
Allen
it.
Iverson.
To be fair,
we love Allen Iverson. I wouldn't say people love Allen.
I was about to say Jay Bridge is your favorite player.
Yeah. Chris Paul is an exception. But if they, like, someone like James Harden, and of course he's the first of his kind, right? Since it's never been seen before and it's never won before, people see it as it just can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the fans hate innovation. If it's not something that they've already seen, they don't like it, and especially if it doesn't win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna definitely piggyback on that like 100%. Like every time you see, and not even just in basketball, like this is a conversation that's been had in football like a million times. Like a running quarterback can't win just because it hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they can obviously win. Like they've gotten 2 Super Bowls, they just haven't won it. Like these like innovations in sports in general always get hit with so much backlash because it hasn't been done yet, and sports are so like antiquated. Like if I haven't seen it, it can't be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's just such a backwards way to look at it. Like you should be trying to innovate so that you're doing something that your opponent hasn't seen. It shouldn't be like, oh, I've seen this team like struggle with this one thing. Let's just do that every time. No, keep mixing it up. Give them as many looks as possible. Like make it as hard as possible for the other team to know what's coming.
And the crazy thing with basketball is like, it seems like basketball fans would understand that more because every single greatest player ever is exactly that. Something that nobody has ever seen before.
Yeah.
Like
Literally.
even it comes down to the players that haven't won. Like Grant Hill, he was something nobody had really seen before prior to Grant Hill. Like he was kind of Scottie Pippen, but Grant Hill was really offensively gifted, and he was really like a guard. Then you got, we can even go back as far as we want. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Nobody saw anybody like him. Nobody saw anybody with his nature.
Yeah, you could say somebody like Shaq.
Yeah, the pure destruction. This is like you're not gonna do nothing.
Like
that was never seen before.
The amount of people that was saying like this ain't good for basketball, and I'm like, how? How?
He's breaking.
This is fantastic. Like what?
Yeah, and like Zay said, you would think basketball fans understand it because no one wants to watch 1960s basketball. If you threw on a 1960s basketball game right now, even me, as an amazing basketball fan, cut that shit off. I'm not trying to see that.
Like people have their preferences. You know what I'm saying? Like people like, okay, I like people don't like watching the Spurs play. I love watching the Spurs play. I like ball movement. Some people might like that Mike D'Antoni shit. Nah, 7 seconds, crossover, shoot threes, da-da-da-da-da. Like my man loves James Harden, so he's like an advocate for that motherfucker. Some people got their preferences when it all comes down to it, but you got these fans over here, like they think that basketball is like, here's a dictionary, this is how you play it, this is how it should be, and they hate.
Naismith intended.
It's like, what?
Right. Naismith this nigga Naismith came out with a circular sphere in a basket, and then y'all wrote a whole bunch of bullshit afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, no, play like this and play like that. Then the first team to kind of make the statement not true of, oh, this is how you should play is Golden State.
Exactly.
Y'all remember the quote before Golden State won?
Charles Barkley's famous quote.
What's the quote?
It ain't what this type of basketball can't win. You won't win taking a million jump shots. Well,
you live by the 3, you die by the 3.
Yeah,
that was the mantra. What happened now? Them niggas won.
They definitely lived by it.
Them niggas won.
Even then, like,
but
every championship team, like by era, looks a little different. Like
exactly.
there's no team like the 95 Rockets or whatever that year they won. There's not even another team like that for that won. So every year you have a team that looks a little different that won, unless it's the same team, like the Warriors dynasty.
You got teams that did the triangle.
LeBron teams, all different.
Teams that did the triangle. LeBron teams that did the what's it called? The small ball rosters. Golden State upped them with the small ball roster when they added fucking Durant. And then
like
you
the Spurs motion, like
Spurs motion, like
everything that wins is some form of innovation, but when it doesn't win, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and every championship team has someone that innovated the game. Every single one. There's not one that you can find. Hakeem
Even last year,
game center wise.
Anthony Davis there's no player like Anthony Davis ever. There's never been another player like Anthony Davis.
That's a generational talent.
Anthony Davis might just be the most complete basketball player to ever play this basketball game. Like there's nothing that you live
not
with.
A single flaw
definitely
in
at his
game.
position. There's just no one like him.
I mean, I could talk about Anthony Davis all day. I watched like
every player,
every game of that guy's career.
Every player has a flaw, but it's not as exposable as some.
And the only flaw that I can think of when it comes to Anthony Davis that I can see with my own eyes at the prominent is more of a refusal to guard the center. But that's something that he doesn't really feel the need to be doing, which could be a flaw or just a smart basketball choice.
And I'll say, like, with that, Anthony Davis is such a versatile defender that if you put him on a center, you're limiting his defensive capabilities by having him, sit in the paint. If you put him on a 4, especially now with the versatile 4s and constant switching, it's not a mismatch to have him out there. But if you keep him in the paint on a center, you're kind of wasting him.
Yeah, people just want to box the game in, but they don't. It's funny because they don't realize that boxing the game in would make, like Jay said, would make the game insanely boring to watch. Like, imagine if Derrick Rose never was a thing. There would be no Westbrook. There would be no De'Aaron Fox. There would be no John Morant. All these players that looked up to D Rose, like, man, I want to be at point guard, but that is explosive. I want to be an exciting level point guard where
you always have that one person that starts it, and then people are like, damn, like what's like Gilbert Arenas, a scoring point guard. Shit, now we got fucking Steph, we got Russ, we got Dame, we got all these point guards coming out the Dirk Nowitzki in the way. Shit, I want to be a big man. Actually, even before him, you can go back to fucking Rasheed Wallace. Shit, I want to be a KG. Yeah, KG. I want to be a center, but I want to shoot. Shit, you can. Some ways you can put KD in there. I want to be 7 foot, but I want to be a guard. So now we getting Brandon Ingrams, Michael Porter's. Shit, 5 years from now, we're just about to see a bunch of 2K16 demigods all over the court.
They're just gonna look like Amazonian people just playing basketball. But,
motherfuckers.
Avatar, they're gonna look like those people. Not like cartoon Avatar, but like the movie Avatar.
There's gonna be a bunch of Chet Holmgreens running around that are just 7'7", but can move with the ball like they're 6'3". Like Chet Holmgren, a lot of people. Sidebar: a lot of people are underestimating that dude because his frame is small. Chet Holmgren is the truth.
That nigga's ridiculous.
Chet Holmgren
committed today, right?
Yeah, he committed. Followed in boys' footsteps.
People are telling Jalen Suggs to stay back because they want to see him play with Chet Holmgren.
Like, boy, that would be crazy.
He's going top 4.
That would be crazy.
That should be crazy to watch.
It would, but if I'm top 5 on the draft board, hey, Chet.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's going to get back, but I just want to watch it. But like, all
right, let's get into. We talked about this a couple episodes ago, last episode, but let's get into the specifics. What's up? Like, why is KD seem to be the league's punching bag all of a sudden? Like, not all of a sudden, because it's kind of been like that, but right now it just seems like people are purposefully like trying to make KD say things that he didn't say, especially like with this Russell Westbrook situation. They like intentionally cut a clip right before he was like, "Oh yeah, Russell Westbrook." People were like, "How do you forget Russell Westbrook?" And I'm like, because he's a human adult that was probably thinking about 100,000 things. Like, Yeah, he played with Russ, but dude, he played with Russ in 2012. Like it's been years since that happened. It's probably that question that you asked him, I promise, was not on his mind until you asked him. Like he's never thought of that question before. So like, and people are trying to make it seem like
Dude, this is getting blown like so far out of proportion because like was it before this season or before last season he got asked this on All the Smoke and he included Russ. He was like the first person he said.
Yeah.
That was the exact first person he
loves
said.
players like Russ. He loves point guards like that get him the ball and they can play like point guard.
And like if Russ slipped his mind and he got to that last spot, look at the lineup he just made. He doesn't have a big man, Serge Ibaka. It's just like the natural, like logical line of thinking. Like, oh, I don't have a big man. Let me pick the best center I've played with, Serge Ibaka. Like, it's
you
not.
pick the guard in Kyrie. Why would he choose Russ? Like he's just thinking of a lineup in lineup terms.
That's what I feel like is like just move away from like people trying to like get him. The thing that I've noticed every time like he's gotten that question since he's gotten to Brooklyn, he always Kyrie first. Like always says Kyrie first.
Yeah,
That's what
they're just on his team.
yeah, that's who you're gonna choose. And he likes spacious offense. So you just choose Kyrie or Curry. And he's playing with Kyrie, so he's obviously just gonna choose Kyrie in that regard. You know what I'm saying? It'll probably change when he gets off Brooklyn. You never know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't, none of this even matters.
This kind of goes back to what I said about fans wanting players to be what they envision them to be. Like, I'm on Twitter a lot. I'm on the wrong side of Twitter, but I'm on Twitter a lot. So obviously I follow teams, I follow players, I follow LeBron, Durant, all that shit. And y'all can answer me this question. Have we ever had a player that in the social media era interacts with fans like this?
No.
Like,
No.
we never had one like this.
yeah.
So I feel like people are confused because they're like, you're worth like $100 million. You're a professional basketball player. Why the fuck are you talking to us? Like, we random ass people on Twitter. You probably don't know where I live. You don't know my first name. And he's repeatedly said, I'm just like you. The only difference is I'm 7 foot and I play in the NBA. But I'm a human just like you. But we haven't processed that in our brains yet. So it's like, why? We're literally trying to strip someone's humanity away from them.
Yeah, I think Jay Bridges said that last episode. He said something.
I think, like you said, no one in the social media era has been this interactive with people on social media. And unfortunately, with the past, and just in general, with people in public figures in general, common folk think that they should be the punching bags to whatever shit we have to say about them.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it crosses the line or it doesn't. They don't have to take nothing you say to them. Just like if KD said, I'm 5'8" and I suck at basketball, I just got to deal with that because he's not wrong.
That's like, I was saying that too last episode. Like, people get mad at KD for being like so open with people online, and like also KD like constantly just dunking all over people on the internet because they like forget about those burners. Like, KD has been in the mud on Twitter. He will argue. He knows how to argue with idiots on Twitter. Like, it's not something he's like unfamiliar with. He's just like it comes down to, he's just a regular guy.
The amount of people that have, the amount of athletes that have burners, that's hella people that got burners in the NBA. They just ain't been caught. KD was probably high as shit. That's why he got caught.
Word. I just don't like the kicking at him at this point because, like, now it's veering farther from basketball. Like every time we talk about KD, it starts to veer farther away from basketball the more we talk about it. And I don't necessarily like that because like they're like, it's like they're fishing for stuff. I thought this whole him and Westbrook don't get along stuff was debunked years ago when he said, I didn't have a problem with Russ even when I was there. The problem was not me or him. It was what was put around us, or the lack thereof things put around us. So I had to go. Maybe I didn't handle it correctly. We hashed that out though privately. That's it's a different situation. And now they're trying to do that same thing, but with the Golden State Warriors, because he said he came out and he said, like, we're not friends. Like we were never friends. Like Curry, Draymond, Klay, they were never friends. And people are like, you're just so petty. Why do you even feel the need to say that they weren't friends? Because that's what he wants to say. And not everybody that's teammates are necessarily the closest friends.
Not even
That's a fact.
Not even because
I'm
that's
not
what he
close
wants
with a
to
lot of
say.
people.
It's because it's probably just the truth.
Yeah,
I'm not close with a lot of people.
Like somebody asked him a question and he responded with the truth.
Yeah.
But
don't see the
that goes into what exactly do people want to hear?
That's what I don't.
Do you want to hear this? But when you hear that, it's like
they don't want to hear
that's not what I wanted to
anything.
hear. Like I didn't want to hear that. Like,
I don't think they want to hear anything.
I remember. I think everybody remembers this little segment. Durant made a comment on like how it is to play around LeBron, and he said, I understand why that would be a toxic environment, but it's not LeBron's fault. They completely forgot the quote, it's not LeBron's fault. And the very segment the next day, they said, is Durant jealous of LeBron? And I'm like, where the fuck did y'all get that from? Like,
yeah.
What? And then is a bunch of people like, oh, yeah, yes. I'm like, do y'all just have selective hearing, or is it? I don't know. I don't know. It's your favorite player's fan base. Y'all niggas is doing this shit. Like y'all doing this.
LeBron is still in terms of stuff like that. Go ahead, Cam.
I remember them. I remember them talking about it. And if you sat there and actually listened to the interview instead of like hearing what you want to hear, he literally says like, it's not that he's like a bad person. It's just like he's so good and he gets so much media attention. Like, you're going to hear all type of crazy stuff, but it's not like he sent them there to like say it. It's just like that's their job. They're trying to get a reaction out of him.
Even then, like, even if you don't want to hear from KD, what he said wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
it was just
not wrong at all.
Anything that LeBron says or does, it's a story about. And that comes with the territory of being the best player in the NBA and one of the best to ever do it, which is exactly why he said it's not LeBron's fault.
Yeah. Exactly. You think it was LeBron's fault that people in there were saying Lonzo Ball was the biggest draft bust that we've ever seen? It's like, bro, like LeBron didn't even say that. Like, it's like
not his fault.
Media.
Yeah, that's not his fault at all. Like, you got shit. What was that one game? I forgot who they said it to, but the crowd was chanting, LeBron's gonna trade you. And it's like, that's not LeBron's fault. Like, that's clearly just fans. I forgot who they did that to.
KD's kind of transferring into that situation. What happened to him with the Sixers? He didn't play not one God-given minute of that basketball.
What was the point of that? Like, what did he do? Like, so
he was standing up and he heard it, and you could see he had a mask on, and you could see the scrunch of his face. Like, what?
Yeah, like he put his hands up. Like, what did I do? Like,
I haven't played 1 second of this basketball game. What's going on?
Yeah, that was crazy. Kyrie gave them 40 too. Like, Kyrie was just giving them relentless buckets, and it was like, why are you even talking about KD? Like, you just did not even.
I didn't get it, and it's like
I log on to Instagram, and I'm like, what did he say something on Twitter to y'all? Like, what? I'm so confused. Like, why?
Anything? He was just watching a basketball game like the rest of those people, and during free throws, he wasn't even shooting because he wasn't playing. Like somebody was it Kyrie? It was someone. They were shooting free throws, and they just start KD sucks. And I'm like, are they serious? Like, the Sixers fans are serious. The Sixers fans are down bad for that in my eyes because he didn't play. Like at that point, I want him to do it.
I would advise Sixers fans to be careful because
you literally have the worst basketball player in the league on your team right now, and I'm not going to hear
it's not even that. Like we've obviously we saw Durant when we've seen Durant play like when he's chilling and sharing the ball. Then we seen him play when he's like, all right, y'all are pissing me off. Like what he did to the Clippers. Like I would advise Sixers fans to relax.
Yeah.
Like
they're cheering as if the Nets are healthy, they win that game. No, you lose. You all lose that game every time.
They won by
I mean,
6.
they almost lost that game, and they only lost. They only won because Kyrie didn't play like the last 6 minutes of the game because he was hurt.
They came back and they just didn't put Kyrie back in the game. Like I was just like,
Kyrie had like 37 that night, and they almost won. What a wet.
Right,
Abu Cabaret.
Right? He's a bum. Hey, shout out to Mike James though. We see you getting signed. Congratulations. We want to see you hoop. Mike James is such a bucket. Oh my goodness.
You definitely stayed up till like 2:00 in the morning watching your film.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we've definitely done that a couple times.
Yeah, we definitely done that. So if you want to bring Kyrie and KD to the podcast, just bring them.
But yeah, like I don't like how they're picking on him. And Lim, he talked about it. What was it last episode? Where it's just starting to get weird. Like at least with LeBron, you know he's getting picked on because he's the greatest player, arguably ever. You know, at this point, it's like people are reaching out to KD just so they can pick on him. Like there's nothing that he's really doing. Like he hasn't done anything.
It's turned to a personal thing now.
Yeah,
like
and I don't
people are taking this shit serious and I don't mean to like do this or be like the bearer of this, but like I just feel like this is like when shit started. So you got KD in OKC. His reputation is, it's a nice guy. We all like him. He didn't do nothing yet. He's had a couple comments here and there, but he didn't do shit. He loses. He goes to Golden State. I feel like when LeBron won that 2016 title, I feel like that's when the world started like coming together. Like, all right, bet like LeBron's our guy. We fuck with Bron. Like the hatred went down a little bit and the respect started coming in. Durant goes to Golden State. Okay. Now, why do people not like Steph? It's not because of anything Steph says. It's because he's in the way of majority of people in the world's favorite player getting another ring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why does people don't like Durant? Because he's in the way like of your favorite player possibly winning another ring. And he went to Golden State, which obviously none of us liked. But that's how I see it. That's where it stems from. I feel like majority of people that don't like him are people that are like, damn, like, Bron trying to get his fifth. You're in the way. And now that you on the Nets and you with Kyrie, a person we also don't like, both y'all niggas in the way.
But that's my thing. Let's be real. People aren't ready to hear this. And I'm a LeBron guy. Like, I think LeBron is better than KD in my eyes. Bro, KD's been in the way since 2012. He's been in the way. LeBron hates to play him. LeBron acknowledges, I'm probably going to have to see this dude at some point. Now, the Warriors, they kind of derailed that for a little minute there. But regardless, he knows it's either Steph, no matter where they're at, it's either Steph or KD. He's been in the way since 2012. Get over it.
You're going to see one of them. And
get over it. Wherever, it doesn't matter. He plays in Nova Scotia. He's probably gonna make it to LeBron, and he's still going to be in the way. Like, you got to get over that. And like, but what's weird about I don't understand it like that. Like, I understand LeBron's because he gets hate from a lot of different angles. You know, it started with we call you the king, and nobody likes that. You came from high school and everybody was pumped. It comes from different areas. This KD thing after 2017, they're reaching because nobody else cares. Like, nobody cares that he went to Brooklyn like that. It was crazy when we saw it. It was crazy when James Harden got added, but nobody really cares. Like, nobody. We've seen this so many times before from not only him but other players.
So the only thing we cared about was like, all right, like, please let him be healthy because we don't want to see nobody get hurt.
Cares like nobody cares.
I do. Oh,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I do think it's some of what Huncho thinks, but the only reason why I would question that is because it seems like with LeBron, every single year they try and find the next nigga better than LeBron. Like, Kawhi Leonard just has a whole fan base rooted in LeBron hate. I say this all the time. Like, he was only quote unquote the best in the world just because they didn't want LeBron to be labeled as the best in the world. And we all know LeBron was the best. But I feel like they don't want to say KD is like, when LeBron's hurt, he's the best because KD's just gonna, like, excuse my language, he's gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. Like, with all due respect, you need to close your mouth. And like, people like Steph and Kawhi, they're just not gonna say anything. And then LeBron's just LeBron, he's gonna get hate. That's like part of like a great amount, like part of the reason, in my opinion, why I feel like they just don't like KD. Like, he's just gonna tell you to shut up.
The thing with that, oh shit, Blake. Oh, they called offense. Well, the thing with that is, like, y'all remember the playoffs, the first like 12 games. KD going crazy. Like, he lost his mind, and it was when the whole like, you know who I am shit started happening. And he just started fucking everybody up. People, and LeBron was not playing. People were so reluctant to say, could he be the best right now? Like,
yeah.
Could he? But look at the personalities between him and Kawhi. Kawhi is quiet. Yeah. So when KD goes out, everybody's open in arms of, okay, yeah, Kawhi might be the best. And it's like, why was that so accepted?
Hey, well, watch this.
And this nigga was never better than Durant or LeBron a day in his goddamn life.
I mean, Curry.
Kawhi just got better than James Harden, if we're being respectfully realistic.
That nigga just Harden than me.
Excuse me?
Like,
better than who?
He ain't better than
2017, 2018. He's basically, what I'm saying is, the only argument he has is James Harden. Anybody past James Harden, he's just not better than them. Like, James Harden is the only argument that you have. I think James Harden has always been, there's a few players that I think have always been better than Kawhi Leonard. One of them being Anthony Davis and one of them being James Harden. They've always been better than him.
Hey, go ahead and throw.
Let me say, wait, before that, let me say something. To your point, Huncho, and you said, why is it an issue when this guy talks and we can't say that he's the best because he talks? It's a theme in not just sports history, but history in general everywhere, especially in sports, though. Anybody who is outspoken about anything, you could be outspoken about babies getting flowers. If you talk about it, they're going to find a way to hate about it.
What's going on with Ben right now?
Yeah, facts.
About the whole defensive player of the year thing. What was going on with him right now?
I was saying this too, like last episode, I think. Like, when players make themselves more human, they get more hate. Like Paul George and Kevin Durant, like, these guys make themselves human to fans and they just get more hate.
Marshawn Lynch just literally said, I don't want to talk to you motherfuckers after every 3-hour game.
Yeah.
Because, bro, you don't want to talk to your mama when she tell you you can't have no dino nuggies. What are you talking about?
Also, we just hit a full hour, so if you guys want to go into explaining hot takes and
I definitely forgot my hot take
Oh,
yesterday.
I know what your hot take was. Your
What
hot
was
take was
That one.
about Brandon Ingram having an MVP thing.
Yeah.
Wait, let's let Huncho get his out first. Guess.
Oh yeah, Huncho, you get your hot take out the way.
I don't think. Do I even have one?
You don't even have to explain it. Just a hot take, drop it, and you're good.
You're good. So anyone, it could be as crazy as you want it to be. We've dealt with the craziness. Anything you want to say?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. A hot. I'm gonna have to think. Somebody else go. I gotta think. What's the hot take?
All right,
Let's
explain ours from last week, and then we'll come back.
All right.
My hot take from last week was that I said Brandon Ingram. Would I say Brandon Ingram would be an MVP before Jason Tatum would be an MVP?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot that goes into it. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't have like the most amount of logic behind it. I just think that the Celtics aren't necessarily going to put the right pieces in place for Jason Tatum for him to maximize his talent. I mean, because I kind of feel like we're seeing a little bit of that right now. I mean, he's playing out of his mind because he's an individually great player, but the pieces that he has around him, mainly Jaylen Brown, are not the most conducive pieces to him having the best year possible, And I think that Brandon Ingram's, unfortunately, because the Pelicans don't really run their situation very well, that he's not going to be there long. I feel like he's eventually either they've got to get something together or he's going to walk. And I don't think that, Pelicans fans, I know you don't want to see him walk, but it's kind of the trend for that organization. And I think a team is going to pick him up where they're going to be able to maximize his ability. And the sky is going to be the limit for him. Like he's going to shoot for the stars at that point. It's more of an opinion kind of telling the future type thing. Like I'm hoping that these things go this way. And to me, they're kind of tailing towards that because I really don't see, like, I'm gonna be honest. Next season, if Jaylen Brown is still in the Celtics, I don't think they're really gonna move in the right direction. Because Jason Tatum is getting older. He's still young, but he's getting older, and they need to act quickly. And I don't think the team that they have right now is gonna maximize Jason Tatum's talent at all. And I think Brandon Ingram, once he gets off the Pelicans, depending on where he goes, if he becomes a first option anywhere, I think he's going to be that player that elevates a team and makes a team a lot better when he's able to be in that position. That's just me. It's not really much logic behind it.
No, you got a point there because Brandon Ingram has the ability to be that kind of player where, like, I think the best version of Brandon Ingram probably is averaging a little bit different than he is right now. Like, right now he's averaging like 23, 5 and 5. I think maybe the best version of Brandon Ingram averages like 28 and 6. Like,
that's what I think.
He's a really, really good playmaker, and it's underrated, especially because the Pelicans have like two guys that are legitimate ball handlers. Like, it's hard to watch sometimes when he's like cold. And he gets cold sometimes, like he has off games, and it's like he still has the ball in his hands like all game, even though he's cold, because he has to have the ball in his hands. And like if he was surrounded by secondary playmakers and other things, like his situation is so not, built for him. It sucks.
I have one
As
more
a Pelicans fan and a massive fan of Brandon Ingram, I hate it.
I have one more thing to add to that, and I was thinking about this all yesterday. If you were to if you were to switch Brandon Ingram and Devin Booker, Brandon Ingram would be an MVP conversation right now. Like he would be.
That's a hot take.
I just think that's false. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I feel like he would be in Devin Booker's situation, and then we get the same shit.
I'm saying, like, I think being that primary scorer, he would basically what I'm saying is being that primary scorer on the team, he's better at that than Devin. I think he's better at that than Devin Booker. He just has never had the opportunity to be exactly that. Like, but
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think
the way that their standings are set up, the way that they're winning, I think Brandon Ingram would get on the Suns and is averaging 26 easy, and he would be in MVP conversations. Like, I think because isn't it strange that Devin Booker, as well as he's playing, isn't in? I don't think Devin Booker's playing any better than he was last season, which is still great. Like, I just don't think he's elevated much. He's just who he is, and he's getting buckets out there, and he's doing Devin Booker things. I think.
We talked about this with Brandon, we talked about this with Devin Booker too, though. Like, a reason he doesn't get like the national spotlight is like when you watch Devin Booker play, it doesn't look like he's trying that hard, but like his game is just that smooth. But like it doesn't have that like visual appeal that you get when you watch guys like Kyrie, where he is like going at his defender, or even like Russ, who obviously plays at 100 miles an hour. Like, Booker is so smooth, it just doesn't look like he's trying that hard. And so people look at him and be like, I don't know if he's that good or if he's just hot. Like,
Booker got a good pace to his game. He lets the game come to him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
this isn't a shot on him at all. Like,
yeah.
All right.
I don't.
But
I don't see BI going there and doing much different to put him in an MVP conversation because I don't agree. Go ahead, Cameron.
Yeah, my hot take is like rooted in like Zay's one. What did I say? Yeah, LaMelo will probably never be better than Lonzo. What I think, like, mine's is like more in depth of it because I like everybody on the Pelicans. People say I don't like Zion, but I just do. I can just critique somebody's game without like not liking them. Like, you can just do that. But I think the Pelicans have the most like interesting future right now. Like, not as they're going to be like great or whatever, but like there's so many things I feel like it's going to happen. One, I feel like by the time Zion's extension comes around, that team's going to look astronomically different. I feel like they're probably going to make like one playoff push. They get there, and I feel like just the whole team is going to be terrible with the way that they run their offense, and it's going to happen like 2 times, and then it's going to be time for Zion to sign. They're going to get Lonzo and BI out there. And then they're going to try and bring in RJ. That's what I feel like they're going to try and do. So they don't like, because we heard Zion talk about New York yesterday, but then people also don't remember that Zion's best friend is just RJ. Like, that was his college roommate. That's who he spent all of his time with since since the recruiting process, basically, since he was like, yeah, I'm going to just go here. And then ironically, RJ just plays in New York. So it's like, it's even more enticing to bring him there. But I feel like the Pelicans could see that if they get RJ there, or like Zion would express it, if they get RJ there, he's just going to stay. So I feel like they're going to trade BI and send him to New York. And then like, he's just going to do his thing. But I think they're going to send Lonzo to a place where he can run point guard, and he's just going to blossom. Like, he's going to be what LaMelo is, but he's just going to be more athletic and a better defender. He's a way better defender, just astronomically more athletic.
Yeah, I could agree.
Makes sense to me.
Lonzo has it all to be better. To people forget that there's not everything that LaMelo has in his game. Lonzo just has.
Yeah,
like, it's not like LaMelo is. I think LaMelo's a little bit more offensively creative. You know, like, he'll step outside the box. He'll shoot from 40-some feet out. Like, he's just more confident. But that's all mental stuff. If you get Lonzo to do those things, like, because I seen him playing UCLA when he played University Pacific, and he caught that one-handed lob. I was there, and I lost my voice because that shit was unbelievable. But he was confident there. You saw him doing a lot more. I wouldn't say he lost it, but he's been in situations where the team doesn't need him to do that. We need you to do what you need to do, and that's it. But I think if he gets into a position where it's like, we trust you on making decisions for us, regardless of what that decision is, I think your point could be true.
Anytime I bring that up, I think about that Rockets game that he played when they were just supposed to lose, and he just went. He just did his thing, like he just did what it needed when he needed to do to win. Lonzo's one of my favorite players. He's so cold. He does everything. He just does everything.
Yeah. All right, Liam, what was your hot take that needs explaining?
My take was that if the Bulls keep falling in the standings, which they have been since I said it, and it looks like they're going to be now longer because LaVine is out, that trade for Vooch is going to be absolutely catastrophic. I say it because they are going to be probably, if they keep losing, they're going to be out of the play-in, miss the playoffs this year, not have their draft pick, or at least very likely not have their draft pick this year. Then you're running with this, basically running it back with this same team next year with LaVine in a contract year and Vooch turning 32. That's a serious problem to go into that season without a playoff berth already. And if they can't figure out a way to move away from Colby White and find like a legitimate like point guard to run next to LaVine, like I just don't see anything keeping him there. Like Zach LaVine's gotten to that time in his career where he's going to be able to get, big money from Chicago, but clock's ticking. Like he's got to win as soon as he can, and there's going to be teams that are going to be like, if we add Zach LaVine, we're in it. We're in this. Like
if the Grizzlies can get Zach LaVine, that just elevates it.
There's so many teams that like he's a top 5 shooting guard in the league. Like everybody wants a guy like him. So I'm sure, like, I don't know much about Zach LaVine and his family or whatever, but like if he is willing to sacrifice the extra like $20 million he would get from the Bulls to win, I don't see any reason that he stays if they're aging, haven't made enough changes, and have no like youth except for Patrick Williams. It doesn't seem like enough to me.
Right. Teddy Bridgewater's brother, aka Jay Bridges.
All times.
The angry.
My hot take is that Prime Al Jefferson is better than Bam Adebayo.
Yeah,
and
that's fact. To be honest, I just think there ain't really too much explaining that needs to be done. Al Jefferson was
yeah, niggas didn't watch Al Jefferson.
Here's what I
you gonna have. I mean, hey, Al was a motherfucking beast, but you gonna have to explain this one.
Here's what Al can. If you take the 3 away from DeMarcus Cousins and didn't make him so damn stocky, he'd be Al Jefferson.
Yeah.
They were just both elite in the post, the mid-range. I mean, most NBA centers can come off of it. Cam, you good?
Nah, I got this little charger stand, and like I just figured out how to actually work this, and I fucked the game up with that one. I just
Anyways, most NBA centers can come off of a pick and roll. So I don't see that as, oh, Bam is a better pick and roll big.
He's so sad.
Al Jefferson was just outside of the 3, he was just basically an elite scorer for his size. Bam is still trying to find a consistency in the mid-range. And funny thing about that is that Jimmy Butler just said like a couple of days ago that he doesn't want him shooting those mid-ranges. And then on defense, we just know Bam is better on defense. So that's what he is, though. You see that, Zay?
No, I saw it. I just wonder why he said it.
Yeah, I feel like that would just be better for their team because you don't want Jimmy Butler and then 6'9" Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, exactly.
You would want Jimmy Butler and 6'9" Al Jefferson.
I feel like he was joking. I don't.
It's the leader.
I didn't really get a lot of jokey vibes from that. He seemed pretty serious about that, but it was definitely really strange.
He got that heart, so he just got to get that dog out of him. So he got.
Yes, sir.
That's the leader.
He was like, the mid range is cool, but I just want him attacking the rim, attack. I'm just like,
hey, that's
not like that.
That's just the leadership that puts him top 7 in the league. The leadership.
Please shut up, Cam.
No.
Please. But yeah, we know Bam is better on defense. Sure, right? But it would be the same reasons that Bam isn't better than Embiid. Of course, I'm not saying that Dow Jefferson is even close to as good as Embiid, but the same reasons apply there. That's it. And even in his prime, Dow Jefferson was averaging almost like 2 blocks a game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's head and shoulders offense.
I can see that a little bit.
All right.
You got a hot take?
Are you ready? Because I got mine. Mine's just kind of funny.
Yeah, mine.
I don't have a player to hear.
I got I'm trying to see 1 year or two.
Say one. Say the hot one. Hey, you ain't got to explain it, so say what you want to say.
Yeah, just say the hot one. The one that's gonna light the streets on fire.
Sure.
Zion Williamson will be the MVP next year.
Oh, my goodness.
Either next year
I
or
hope
2 years from now. That man will be an MVP in 2 years.
Yes,
I
sir.
do not care. I don't care. That man will be an MVP in 1 or 2 years. I don't care.
All I'll say is this.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of how the MVP has been going, and it just seems to be production plus your record, I could see them handing it to someone.
I got production. He's going to keep increasing his production. They're going to get better. He has the media clout.
That's where you're
The
wrong.
only thing
Hey, we might get better. We might get better.
The Pelicans stink.
No, the Pelicans do not suck. Their problem is that they're in the West. That's the problem. It's a dogfight every day.
The problem is definitely Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah,
Him too.
That too.
It's Van Gundy and how they're so confused on who should be the number one option between him and Ingram. I think it should be Ingram, but I digress.
Just making sure we can agree on that.
I digress. But in about 2 years' time, if he's not the MVP, he'll be top 3.
The 13-year-olds are gonna love that one. Yes, sir. Clip it. Yes, sir.
2 years from now, top 3.
Averaging
I don't agree,
26.
but it makes sense.
What is he average? Like 26-10 on like 60% field goal. I don't give a damn if he can't shoot a damn lick of the ball. We saw Giannis do it. This motherfucker can do it. So
I was going with is they did it for Giannis, so it makes like I see where you're going. Now, I don't agree, but I see where you're going. Now, here's my hot take. My hot take is just really funny, but
you said 13-year-olds will love that.
Oh, they gonna love the Zion joint. Oh, they gonna love that one.
What? And he just dropped the shoe?
They gonna love that one. They gonna be all on him. See, I told you. Ooh, but anyway.
Fuck them 13-year-olds.
All right.
If you put this on your TikTok, look, bro, if you put this on your TikTok, I appreciate, every person that like follows me or whatever, but realistically, man, fuck them kids.
Every time you say that, I want to say something so crazy like a joke in regards to somebody that got 4K a couple days ago.
Oh, nah.
Leave that one alone.
Keep it pushing. That man gets no clout on this page. Keep it pushing.
Anyway.
No, we in a safe space.
Oh, no. Realistically, we can't.
Real talk. I'll say it when we start recording. I can't say it. I'll say it when we start. I'll tell you why, because it's pretty bad. But look.
Okay.
My hot take is this. It's really funny, but I swear I will argue anybody for hours about this. Draymond is the worst NBA basketball starter in the league right now. He's the worst, whatever. He's so garbage. Look.
That nigga's garbage.
He sucks.
Explaining it. No explaining.
That's all I'm gonna say. He's the worst starter in the league right now. There's no starter worse than him.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
Adams is an NBA starter.
Robin Lopez.
I'd rather have Steven Adams than dude.
Yeah, I'd definitely rather have Steven Adams.
Because the only problem with Steven Adams is his contract is gigantic. If he would have had a normal sized contract, no one would be talking about the play of Steven Adams. I mean, I'm pretty sure Steven averaged how many? Draymond Green averages 5 points.
It's Huncho Thompson.
Oh, you see saying Robin Lopez?
Oh,
If I go on my phone right now and look up Robin Lopez and it's more than 5 points, he's the worst starter in the league. He's the worst starter in the league.
that nigga's garbage.
He's garbage, and everybody's like, well, no, he sucks. He's awful.
James Wiseman is just better than him. He's garbage.
Robin Lopez averages 9 points a game. Draymond Green is awful. He's awful.
Yeah,
He's
awful. Terrible.
Okay.
Please.
I could possibly agree to that. I
Dude,
understand the man's impact, but I could possibly agree. Yeah.
Impact don't matter when you score this many points a game. You're awful. Like, he's so awful.
That nigga's so
But
garbage.
that's it. He's so bad.
That nigga's so garbage.
I heard somebody say, well, we gonna shop Draymond Green. Don't nobody want him.
We gonna shop him. The fuck where? You
Don't
gonna
nobody, can't nobody. He's gonna be on the bench anywhere else. But Liam, you say your hot take. What you got going on?
All right, mine's not exactly like a take, but I've been arguing a lot or debating since the last time we recorded about like just ranking power forwards, and something that keeps coming up is their playmaking. And I keep hearing that Pascal Siakam is an improved playmaker.
Oh, hell.
Hold on. I keep hearing
Garbage.
that like all these different guys are improved playmakers. That can be true. Improved does not mean good. It does not mean good. Pascal Siakam is an improved playmaker. He's still a bad playmaker.
Yeah,
like-
that nigga.
Like we were talking about this yesterday. Kawhi Leonard is an improved playmaker. He's still not a good playmaker. Like
Nigga's abysmal.
improved does not mean good. And so if I'm comparing somebody who's good at something and you try to tell me that the other person is improved in that same thing, I do not care.
This is actually, this is true. This is actually true. Because like if you're a fucking 58% from the free throw line and you improve to 65,
You're
still trash.
You're
So
still
bad.
bad.
And if I'm talking about a guy, and if you're using that to argue against me saying some guy who's a 76% free throw shooter, I don't care that your guy went from 58 to 65. My guy is still way better than yours.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're not synonyms. So I don't want to hear that ever again in a debate. I really don't. It makes no sense. You're hurting your own point.
Right. Well, he got no better at it. He still sucks though.
Yo, you just gave me a power forward take.
There you go.
Hey, Bridges, you know Jaren Jackson Jr. coming back like pretty soon.
I was just looking at my fantasy team. I was like, who am I finna drop?
Don't you have Ja drop the second best player on his team?
I don't have a job, but that's crazy. You just gave me a power forward take. Pascal Siakam will never be better than prime Paul Millsap.
Thank you. He just dropped. Oh, that nigga is garbage, man. He's not good.
He is striving to be better than prime Paul Millsap. Because prime Paul Millsap is a dog, but that is nobody that we would ever talk about as one of the best to ever do it. Not even close, respectfully. But he's not even better than that dude. Pascal. You know what?
When you go to explain that one, I'll back you up. I've been so mad about Pascal Siakam this last week.
What me and Liam have been, bro, I've been saying the nigga's garbage. Zay and Jay Bridges, I heard why I explained why he's garbage.
Yeah.
Millsap was like that, man. He was like
saying he's garbage. I'm not even saying Siakam's garbage. I'm just saying
he is though.
he plays great defense. He just can't be shooting 20 shots a game. He can't do that. Like he's not like that. Like
you know how in 2K where you pick a different pie chart, but you get the same explanation, like you get the same bill, but it's a different pie chart. That's what Pascal Siakam is to Jeremy Grant. Pascal is just a different pie chart. Jeremy Grant.
Oh, wow.
They can't really shoot. All they do is go to the rim and never pass the basketball. Except Pascal does a lot of spinning and Jeremy Grant really doesn't. But other than that,
it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that every time I watch a game, he does like 5 every possession. And it's like, what are you doing? Like fucking Tasmanian double, like do something else. Do something different. Give me
he has it in his bag too. Like if you watch him in like runs, he just never spins.
But he also airballs in threes and runs.
Rico Hines runs. He's doing crossovers. He's doing behind the back. You see him in the game. I think he was in the post. He spun left, didn't get position, spun back right, got a little closer, and then spun back. I'm like,
it's like when he panics, he's just like, like, bro, stop.
I didn't see it. I watched a lot of these Rico Hines runs. Like that's when I was like playing. That's all I watched, bro. That nigga is so damn garbage. So garbage.
Pascal Siakam is really not. It's like when he gets in the game, he's totally different Pascal Siakam than any other. Because Cam, when we were watching Rico Hines, I showed you another one. He was like Pascal kind of getting to it.
There was one where he got into it, but I've seen some bad ones.
He's told like under pressure, it seems like his game completely changes. Like I don't know if he's comfortable with spinning or something, but I don't know what the deal is with him.
I think it puts him in his happy place, you know.
It has to.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand.
Cam, what's your take?
I actually don't have one. Like, I might have to Kawhi Leonard to miss more time. I already said a Kawhi Leonard hot take. I'm trying to think. Did I say the Gobert one?
Yeah, probably.
Then
Gobert one.
Yeah, I said that nigga's not top 8 center in the league. No, he's not top 7. He's 8. Yeah, he's 8. I think.
We got Embiid,
Jokic, Embiid, Cat, Bam, Vooch, Christian Wood, if you want to count him, and Miles Turner.
Christian Wood.
Oh,
I might put Christian Wood above you, big dog.
Oh yeah, Christian was better than him.
And if you don't, you could just say DeAndre Ayton,
Clint Capella.
Oh yeah,
he's having a good year.
Yeah,
I listened to a podcast earlier, and they said that Clint Capella was the best player on the Hawks. I wanted to crash my car as soon as I heard that. Come on now, stop that.
Oh, say that take about Klay Thompson, Cameron.
What Klay Thompson take?
Oh, well, what did you say? You say that last night?
About where he ranked, about who he's not better than anymore.
Oh, yeah, Norman Powell and Gary Trent. Yeah, they're just better than that guy. I don't care about what you gotta say. Those niggas are just better than him. I don't care about how many dribbles he took. I do not care. He could have had 60 with 5 dribbles. He's not better than that, bro.
Hold up. Wait, hold on. Norman Powell.
I can't say that I agree with this man, dude. I can't agree with him.
No, but I just why?
I don't agree with Gary Trent, but I agree with Norman Powell.
Wait, but why?
If you side of the fence.
No, you can't say why. Can't say why.
Everybody just why?
I
can't say it. He can't say it. You gotta
explain
wait
now. Like, yeah, Fred VanVleet is just better than Klay Thompson.
Oh yeah, that's just
you have to stop.
Yeah, that's just Fred Van. If they can put, like, bro, if we're being realistic, like on a one,
no,
like,
it's gonna get disrespectful. Say something crazy.
On an individual level, bro, there's so many niggas better than Klay Thompson ever was. Like, ever was. Like,
Okay,
there's a
I
lot
agree
of
with that statement, but Nick Van Fleet?
Not
What
Van
the hell?
Fleet.
No,
Van-
Van
oh,
Vliet.
well,
I
Fred
think that
is
I
better
think Van Vliet is the best out of the three people he named.
he definitely is.
I don't
Gary
know. You put them both in front of me.
Hey.
I'm taking Freddie.
There's great.
Hilarious.
Oh yeah, in 2016, Draymond is. Oh my God, yeah, That nigga's
2016 Draymond is
Hey,
what?
Golden State Warriors slander. Golden State Warriors slander.
Wait,
that
2016
right.
Draymond is what?
He's Curry and Klay Thompson was on his team. I'm just gonna leave it. Curry was averaging 30 and Klay Thompson was averaging like 23. I'm gonna just leave it at that. That he was doing the job, but he was not, bro.
We see what he does without the Holy Grail around him. He's
That nigga's garbage, man.
Gary Trent. That's nuts. That's crazy.
Hey man, I mean this is why it's a hot take.
Oh yeah, I'm about to see. Yeah, KPJ just better than that nigga. I'm sorry.
I'm with that.
You said what?
KPJ.
KPJ is just better than
Who's
him.
that?
Kevin Porter Jr. That is better than Klay Thompson ever was, like ever.
Man's been in the league for maybe a year.
KPJ, SGA, D'Lo, bro.
KPJ is already better than a lot of people. Like a lot of people. KPJ is really nice.
KPJ's better than Gary.
I'll give you a perfect example, and we exit on this. Ain't nobody, ain't no Jim or Joe in the gym right now trying to be the next Klay Thompson. That's all I'm gonna say.
This
is gonna ruin.
Listen, you end up being the next Klay Thompson. You don't try to be the next Klay Thompson. You just end up being that nigga, but you don't try to be like him.
See. You know what? The thing is, I don't give a damn what anybody say. I can actually agree with that.
Yeah,
I ain't never met a nigga say I ain't never met nobody say I want to be
Klay Thompson came into the league trying to be Klay Thompson. Like,
everybody.
I ain't never met a person saying I want to be Klay for what?
Right.
For what?
For what?
Like, why? What are we gonna do with that?
Somebody came in the league with aspirations to be Kyle Korver, and nobody ever aspires to be any form of Kyle Korver.
Man,
I Kyle. I don't want to be no fuck. I want to be Mike.
Yeah,
that's what I want to be.
You want to be that nigga.
I want to be like Mike. Don't nobody say I want to be like Klay. What? Why? What's that going to do for you?
Yeah,
this is what
you want to be like Mike, and then like your college coach sees your player build, and you're like, it ain't gonna work, big dog. You're just white, and that's okay.
Yeah, like that's fine. Wait, does Klay have children?
That's okay.
No, Klay doesn't have. Klay has a dog.
The dog don't want to be like Klay.
No, not the dog.
Bro, you think
Klay has the kid? I hope that kid got.
We're on like an hour and a half. We should probably wrap it up.
Look, they're gonna kill us for this Klay Thompson slander. Oh, they're not gonna like this.
And man, we respect Klay, man. That's I fuck with Klay.
Victor Oladipo and his
stop.
Yeah, just
all right, we're done. All right, we're done. We're done.
It's done.
We're done.
Damage has been done.
We're done.
Thank you, Huncho, for being on episode 14. We appreciate you explaining and getting into your college experience. Shout out your Instagram and all your social medias one more time so they know where to follow you at, before we get on up out of here.
TikTok, HunchoSoup, Instagram, Huncho the Real, Twitter. I forgot what the fuck my Twitter is. Shit. I don't know what that shit is. But TikTok, HunchoSoup, Instagram, Huncho the Real. If you want to play PS5 with me, it's HunchoSoup as well. So yeah, add that.
All right. Y'all shout yourselves out. You know what we do.
_J Bridges on TikTok. SOJ on IG.
And hey, y'all pressure him to post. If y'all see this, when y'all see this tomorrow, spam, post content. Listen.
listen,
Spam.
the way my schedule is set up, I can't post at the peak hours. You know, I need to get the peak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's quality. It's quality.
Bruh.
It's
What
quality.
you talking about, man?
That's what I'm saying. Post your quality takes whenever you want. Who cares?
No, yeah, the most people got to see it at the most ideal time.
Nigga, you have a podcast, man. Everybody's gonna want to see that.
Comment
Man,
section.
just wait.
Get on. Spam his Instagrams, spam him.
Well, oh, listen, this is going up tomorrow. All right, at 3 p.m. EST. I'll have a video at 3 p.m. EST tomorrow.
And I'm gonna hold you to that. All right, Lim, shout out yourself. You know.
Yeah, at LimShady91 on TikTok and Twitter. I'm trying to post more on TikTok. Like I try to post every day, but everything's going under review for the last like 3 days. So I don't know what's going on.
They got my boy Lim under review. The hell?
Yeah, he been hanging out with black folks, so you know.
Oh no!
How that goes.
See, you done fucked up now.
Yeah,
Hanging out with niggas.
and consciously and teenagers all just met up. You already know they just feeling
You
up.
done fucked up now. You hanging out with us.
Yeah, they feeling a little
You know what I'm saying?
You
We done cultured this. We done
suppressing.
cultured this dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now they're suppressing the content. It comes with the
We gave
territory.
him. We
Just trying
we
to post
gave him-
about D Miles, man. I just want people to know about D Miles, and I can't post.
We gave this man some jerk. We gave this man some jerk chicken. He don't know how to act.
Exactly.
It's like, no, I'm playing.
All right. Yeah, Lim Shady. His player reviews are amazing. Please go follow him on everything.
Best intro in the game.
Cam Major 0109 on everything. If you want the hot takes on a constant basis, that's where you go. And to be fair, his explanations are very educated. Just give him a shot. Don't go in the you're stupid. Just listen.
Yeah, just don't call me a monkey in the comments, man. That's all I ask. Don't call me a monkey. Please don't.
That's all I ask.
And we appreciate y'all again. 500 and what? Almost 70 subscribers.
Yeah, it was 569 earlier.
Posting or not, we gain subscribers every single day. We appreciate every single one of y'all. When this post goes up, we're probably going to gain even more subscribers. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all again. Episode 14, your favorite Hooper's favorite podcast, and we out of here.